Hello guys, welcome to the Nordschleife.
Yep, and welcome to what could possibly be the car that might virtually kill me.
Or what you said, the greatest car ever to date.
Definitely, or possibly the greatest car ever. This is the Koenigsegg 1.1.
Yeah. Before we get into it, I just want to apologize in advance because I've got a dodgy throat, so I may be coughing.
That's no excuse for not being professional.
Yeah. So there is that. But anyway, back to the car.
Koenigsegg 1.1. Only 7 examples of this car were built, one of them being a prototype during 2014 and 2015. Now, the car that we're actually driving today is the full-powered version of the car, as this car has 4 variants available in the mod, all of which are based upon real-life cars.
And well, I was just going to say the Y11, but I think did you just say that?
No, I was about to mention that.
Okay, I'm going to cut you up then, and I'm going to jump in and say it.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, 1-1 because that's the power to weight ratio.
Yeah, that's correct. It's got 1 bhp to 1 kilogram, which means that its power is 1,360 bhp at 7,500 rpm, and its max limit is actually 8,250. Wow. So it's pretty close to its limit, and its weight is 1,360 kilograms, which is absolutely incredible. I'm gonna deem you being sarcastic here. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right. And the torque is 1,371 newton meters of torque at 6,000 rpm. But it does actually provide over 1,000 newton meters of torque all the way between 3,000 and 7,500 rpm. It can provide over 1,000 newton meters through that whole section.
It's a marvelous piece of engineering. I'll tell you what. I'm going to say, because you had one negative thing about it. I'm going to get it out of the way.
Okay.
No, for me it wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
Maybe because I didn't drive it, but for me it's an issue.
I know you guys wanted him to drive it, but he just doesn't have the time at the moment.
Yeah, I've just come from work and I need to go back as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Go on. You mentioned it because you said it bugged you a bit.
The only thing that bugged me on this mod is that the needle is flickering and the G meter is flickering. That's it. Yeah. That's the only thing that I could find that actually bugged me with this mod. But we're going to finish off with the specs of the car first, and then we'll talk more about the mod. But now that we've got that out of the way, I don't think we're going to mention it until right at the end where we're giving it a score, perhaps. So the car itself, it's got a 5-litre V8 twin turbo, and the twin turbo is quite interesting because one is variable geometry. Now I'd explain that, but unfortunately this is only 18 minutes and I don't want to be going on talking about variable geometry turbos for 18 minutes.
30 seconds? Can you do it in 30 seconds?
No. Well, okay, actually, 30 seconds. Let's try this. Variable geometry turbo means, or what it does, is that it makes sure that even in the low rev range, the mid and the high rev range, you get the most out of the turbo by opening and closing different valves within the turbine chamber. Now, to get that actually made like that, it's a very complex thing to do. So they tried casting it and they couldn't. So the turbines are actually the turbos are actually 3D printed with the turbines inside, with the turbine blades. 3D printed in stainless steel, as the casting was just taking too long and it was too finicky. So that's something, and it gives 1.8 bars of boost. So that's quite a lot of boost as well.
It's quite a lot. And then, well, I'll tell you what, that was pretty well explained in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I'll give you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Right. 7-speed. Paddle shift sequential gearbox.
Yep, with a dual clutch and the chassis again. Now, I think I'm just taking all the engineering bits of this.
I'll let you have it.
It's got a high modulus carbon fiber reinforced polymer chassis with a honeycomb lattice core, which you guys might find familiar from our Formula 1 reviews. And it's got integrated fuel tanks actually for safety, so that's quite interesting. And likewise, the body is carbon fiber reinforced polymer with Kevlar. Oddly enough, they've actually, I know Kevlar is quite lightweight and it's very strong.
That sort of space?
Yeah, bulletproof vests, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. They're actually using a lot of advanced technology and advanced materials. Even the aerodynamics, fully active aerodynamics that have been inspired from race cars.
Yeah. I'm guessing with all this stuff, with all the specs, when you're saying Kevlar, and I'm just quickly whizzing through. We are going to go through the specs fully. I don't think me and you will be able to afford this car then.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. But on the off chance that Koenigsegg is watching this video, I would love to have an opportunity to have a look at this car. As an engineer, I would love to see this car.
Yeah, sorry.
And I'm actually serious. If I ever saw this car in real life and I was given an opportunity to just take the car apart, I would do it happily for hours and hours on end.
Not gonna happen.
You
Anyway,
never know.
Back to
You
the video,
never
right.
know.
We could be maybe to get a glance at it like a motoring show.
Yeah.
From like a 20 meter distance, or perhaps even more.
Right, anyone got a camera that's got like 50 or 60 zoom? Anyway, wheels. The wheels themselves, again, another engineering marvel. They've made the wheels specially for this car. Koenigsegg carbon fiber reinforced polymer wheels again. They've got special tires, first of all. Secondly, the wheels are made out of one-piece carbon fiber. They've molded it, stuck it in an oven, baked it, taken it out, and they have done no lacquer or anything. Just one polish and it's on.
I'm sure they must have put just a bit of lacquer on it.
Nothing.
Are you sure?
It's literally polished.
Wow.
I actually looked at development videos of this car.
No sanding down. Well, they can't.
No,
they can't,
none of
obviously,
that. It's just
allowed.
one layer of polish, just to make the checkered pattern stand out a lot more, and that is absolutely it.
Yeah, and it's got 19s at the front, 20s at the back, and then I realised why you had 19 by just looking at the brake discs.
Yeah, the ventilated ceramic discs, they're massive.
Huge.
I think, what is it, the front ones are, I think, 375, and the back are almost 400, 395 or something like that. I didn't actually have that written down.
But there's not much space in between, is there?
There isn't. There really, really isn't. And of course, with all that, the power and everything that we've just talked about, it means that its acceleration 0 to 60. Now, bear in mind that the Ferrari F2002 Formula 1 car that I reviewed last week was 2.2 seconds. This has a 0 to 62 mile an hour speed of 2.8 seconds.
Impressive.
And that means, and it also has a top speed well in excess of any Formula 1 car to date, 275 miles an hour. I think that actually trumps a Veyron. I think that does trump a Veyron. I think this Veyron is 270, isn't it? 269 miles an hour.
I know it's around that, but that's okay. You might be right.
But the only thing is, I don't know whether they've tested it at that high speed. We know it's ready for that high speed. I don't know whether it's been tested at that high speed.
Is it also? Do you reckon it's limited now?
No, this car is definitely not limited. And since we're coming up to the end, or towards the end of the first lap, and we've only got one other lap to go, I'm going to quickly go through the differences in the four versions, the mod info, and then we'll spend the whole second lap talking about what we thought of the mod. So you've got the petrol version, which is down on power to a mere 1,160 bhp. It does increase the 0 to 60 time by 0.1 of a second to 2.9 seconds. The roofless version is down both on power and weight. Weight's down to 1,353, but of course then you've got increased coefficient of drag, and you've got less cooling because it's missing the little thing at the top, the roof scoop. So the top speed's reduced to, well, very, very slow, 260 miles an hour. And then you've got chassis 110, which is the only one that was sent, or the only one that was in right-hand drive, and I believe that was sent to Britain, has upgraded turbos, which means that it's got 1,450 bhp and a top speed of 277 miles an hour. And it's also the only right-hand drive one. I wish I'd checked that beforehand, because I would have driven that one instead.
The right way.
The right way, exactly. The mod info, like we said, 4 variants of the car. Standard, upgraded turbo, normal petrol, and the roofless one, with all the different specs. Download was quite interesting though. It's a 440 meg download, and when you decompressed it, 1.6 gig is the car.
Wow.
And you were gonna say?
So I'm just quickly googled the Bugatti Veyron top speed, 254. But apparently they've taken it to 270.
270. So this is on par with it. So it looks like this is the competition.
And the new one that's coming out later this year,
2018.
Yeah, 2000. Sorry, can't read today.
Later this year.
Yeah, but anyway, 2008 is apparently going to be 288. But that's something.
That's in the future.
Yeah.
By
So-
that time, Koenigsegg will have reached 300, possibly.
Okay, so that's that then. So it is the fastest car.
Yeah. So this is quite impressive. Now, the modders for this include a number of people. Some of the names that you might recognize, some of the names that we can't pronounce because we're just gonna randomly get it wrong.
You know what we like with names.
Yeah. I think this is Morningau, perhaps. Legend TLM, After Midnight, we can pronounce that one. CCX, interesting because that's an actual model of Koenigsegg. Never Crash, you can guess what he did. Filippo 94, as well as getting assistance from the likes of Nick Moxley, Edward Schofield, Schofield.
Yeah.
He's obviously with the Formula One cars. Miko and Modek, as well as a number of other people as well.
I'm sure there was a lot of people in the background, so well done, guys.
Very serious bit of car here. So at least we've got through that. Now we've got ourselves a wonderful, 8 minutes to talk about the actual mod and the observations of the car. So let's go for it. Now,
before you start,
yeah,
did you feel in control?
Yes, I did feel in control of the car most of the time. I'm going to say this is literally what you're seeing on the video is the absolute first time I'm driving this car. I haven't practiced beforehand. I jumped in the car and that was it. This is my second lap on the Nürburgring in this car ever.
See, because we know what speed you're doing, we can tell. But it actually looks like you're doing those speeds.
Yeah.
Like in some cars, it doesn't look like it. I don't know, I can't explain it. It's when you're doing 150, it doesn't look like you're 100 in certain cars. But this car, it looks like you are going,
Yeah. I totally agree with you because I was going to mention that, and I don't know whether it's to do with the way the windscreen's designed and the way it looks like you're looking out of a helmet.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's that's actually making it look like you've got that sense of speed, but I felt every mile an hour I was doing.
Another thing, before you drove the car, I thought that windscreen wiper in the middle of the screen would be annoying, but you tend to overlook it. You tend to overlook it. So after a while, after a few minutes, it's just not there anymore.
Yeah, you're right. It just became a pillar on the car for me. I didn't even notice it. But the sheer speed of the car, like you mentioned, it's unbelievable. Look at this. I'm coming up to 180 miles an hour over this.
It's like you're going to take off.
Cars have taken off there and crashed pretty badly, so I had to hit the brakes. That has actually happened before, so it's you do have to be careful on this car. Yeah. You have to be very, very careful. Unlike the McLaren F1 or the McLaren P1 or the LaFerrari, this feels brutal. Now, the LaFerrari, it's got all the hybrid systems, and the McLaren as well got all the hybrids and the brakes and everything, and you feel it regenerating. This obviously doesn't have that. So when you came out the corner and put your foot down, you really were putting your foot down, and it was just throttle control was paramount on this. Absolutely paramount.
The noise itself, it was pretty brutal as well.
Yeah, the noise was, you know what, like we always say that you have to combine things, don't you? You can't just have one good thing and the rest rubbish. The only thing that normally people tend to overlook tends to be visuals on the outside, because most of the time you're on the inside. So people are like, if it's not that brilliant on the outside, it's okay, we can overlook it. But sounds, obviously, you need to be able to hear the car, you need to understand what it's doing. That turbo dump valve.
Yeah, that's amazing.
The hiss that you feel through it as well, the power, the engine noise, even from the outside, the exhaust note. It's just so well done. And with that, you've got absolutely fantastic modelling, fantastic texturing, barring the glitch we said right at the start. I love the modelling on this because, as an engineer, the car itself, the actual car, has all these little bits and bobs that are like, okay, you know what? All these little bits and bobs make this car more aerodynamically efficient, faster, better cooling, this, that, and the other, and they've translated that all into this mod. Obviously, it's not going to make a difference because the aerodynamics are programmed separately and everything.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's there gives you confidence, knowing, oh, well, the car's going to handle the way I want it to handle. So yeah, it was really, really nice.
I'm just looking. I went quiet because I was just looking at the shadows and how they're flowing from the road to the car, and it's just seamless.
Yeah.
If you look at it now and the way the car's moving, I know you're doing 100, almost 150 there, but the way it's going and taking the road, and
it makes the car feel like it's one with the road.
Yeah.
Because of the shape of the body and the way the shadows are moving across it. It shows the aerodynamics. It makes it look like the car's just naturally flowing as part of the road. Yeah. You're completely right there.
Going back to the modelling, it's done very well. The modders have to be congratulated on this.
Definitely have to be congratulated. And the car looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Full stop. I know it's a gorgeous car to start with, but just the way they've actually done it and the texturing on it, the little red accents that you see inside and out.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
The vents as well. Pretty well done.
I do like the detail that they put on the vents. They could have got away with not doing those little
Yeah.
little details there, but it's been put in. And I love the fact that everywhere you look, it's carbon fiber. Everywhere you look, it's just carbon. I mean, the steering wheel's got it, the dashboard's got it, outside the wheels have got it, the car's got it. You can see the carbon fiber everywhere. And of course, we're going to spend the last couple of minutes or the last few minutes talking about the physics, because that's naturally the most important part of the car.
But a bit with sounds as well. That thing, that physics, and
it's I think it's on par with the greatest mods and the greatest cars Assetto Kunos have ever revealed. This car is definitely on par with them. I would say it's pretty much perfect. It felt like a race car. It felt like a car that was doing, like you said, every mile an hour that I was doing. I could feel it. You could see it. You know, I'm doing 100, or I was doing almost 100. I'm doing 100 now.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm doing 100 miles an hour. So for my first time in the car, I didn't feel like, oh, I'm going too fast into every single corner. Yes, no practice. I was going slightly fast into some corners, slightly slow into others with the little practice. But it didn't mean that I was crashing out. I haven't crashed this car once. Yeah, okay, I kissed the wall once, but I haven't actually spun the car once, which is, I was expecting to have this car gone.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
It's the enjoyment factor as well. All right, then here's the question: this or the LaFerrari?
This.
Yeah.
This, definitely this. It looks better. Engineering wise, I think it is better. And it's just, it's just better. The only thing the LaFerrari has that trumps this, two things. One, it's a Ferrari. Two, it's a V12. That's the only thing. And the last thing I want to mention is that the car feels like it wants to work with you for a very, very long time. And then you make a break for it. You know, like a dog. It's following you, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. You really had to resist the temptation, especially as it had understeer. It had power understeer in some of the corners, which was quite interesting. So, rating.
Are we rating
the mod?
This mod?
Yeah.
Meaning this car, obviously.
This car, yeah. We've got to rate the mod.
See, I'm on the verge of giving it a 10. Okay, I'm going to give it a 10 because I find it perfect, and that thing doesn't bother me.
Right, and I'm going to give it a 9.9 because that thing does bother me. Apart from that, this car is simply perfect. I think you're going to agree with me.
Yeah.
Download links will be in the description box below. You have to pick this car up.
It's an amazing car.
The people who have requested us to do this review, thank you for requesting it, because I honestly think I've thoroughly enjoyed this one. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, as I did 250 through there. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to our channel for more videos on Assetto Corsa. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting us know what other cars you'd like us to review. Thanks again for actually telling us to review this, and thank you for watching this video. We'll see you guys next week.